Shalom, everyone. Keep your mind on Yahuah. We as his people, we as his people, Yasharah and Gui, we keep our mind on other things. The system is set up to keep us distracted from where our mind should be. So we keep our mind on things that we shouldn't. And this is a problem. We need to keep our mind on Yahuah. What are some of the things we're distracted by? Simple things. Sports. We're distracted by other people's teaching. We're distracted. We get caught up in arguments, fights. This is similar to the video that I did before. We're concerned about the wrong things. And here is another message that's similar to that one. Because our mind is not on him. Our mind is on other things. Let's see what the scripture has to say about this. Isaiah 26, you see here, in 3. It says, you will keep him in perfect shalom, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Our mind should stay on him. And the scriptures say this over and over. Psalms 119, 105. It says, your word is a lamp to my feet. We understand this word is his Torah. And this Torah is a lamp. It's a light. That's what Torah means. It reveals. It's light. This is a dark world we live in. And when you have his Torah, you have light. And this Torah, it should be in you. We're going to see the scripture says it should be in you. And if it's in you, then it should be shining. And a light to my path. You see, we are on the path. Remember, the road. What road are you on? You're on a path. This path is your road. And you should have this light. While you're on the right path, the right road, you should have your light shining in these dark days we're in. Psalms 119 and 97. Oh, how I love your Torah. Yes, we should love his Torah. It is my meditation it says, it is my meditation all the day. That means we're meditating on his word. We're keeping our mind on his word all day. And when we do this, we're keeping our mind on him. This is what it's saying. When we are laying down, our mind is on him. Our rising up, our mind is on him. Throughout the day, our mind is on him. At work, our mind is on him. This is where we should be. Psalm 119 and 15. I will meditate on your precepts and contemplate your ways. So we will be consumed with his precepts. And we will contemplate his ways. We will know his ways when we know his word. But we must dig and study his word. Psalms 119:11. Your word I've hidden in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Okay, we hid his word in our heart that we may not commit iniquity. This is the reason we need to keep our mind on him, so that we do not commit iniquity. When we keep our mind on him and his word, it keeps us from doing things we have no business doing. And this is what the scripture is saying. Psalms 119 and 18, it says, open my eyes that I may see wondrous things from your Torah. If you just read it with your natural mind, you're not going to see wondrous things from his Torah. We need him to open our eyes that we may see. People have eyes. This is what the prophet says. People have eyes to see, but they cannot see. Ears to hear, but they cannot hear. And it's because of the blindness that's on them. Psalms 1 and 2. But his delight is in the Torah of Yahuah, and in his Torah he meditates day and night. Once again, here we go, meditating on his word day and night. This is when you have your mind on him and his word. Psalms 143 and 5. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. I amuse on the work of your hands. I'm amazed by the work of your hands. This is what we're seeing here. We can see the works of his hand. We see him by himself. We understand awakening his people all by himself. And again, this is wonderful. This is amazing to see the work of his hands. And it's done by no other but Yahuah himself. He said, I will do this by myself. There is none that was seeking and searching for my sheep. Psalm 119 and 23. This princes also sit and speak against me, but your servant meditates on your statute. You see, rebels come against me on this channel, and here they go, speaking against me, saying things they have no idea, coming with this arrogant attitude. You need to do this. They're telling me what I need to do. You need to do this and you need to do that. You see, we cannot fall for these traps. While they're doing this, yes, I'm blocking them, but I continue to meditate on his statutes. And I'm doing something else also when it comes to the wicked. And if the Most High, if the Most High will, I will share it. I know I have to share a piece of it so you can do it also. Hosea 10 and 12. He says, sow for yourself righteousness, reap in mercy, break up the fallow ground. For it is the time to seek Yahuah. It is, people don't understand, this is the time to seek Yahuah. Why? We went so far in Baruch 4 and 28. He said we went so far from him till we have to seek him 10 times more. We have to do some serious seeking. And right now, most of our people are not doing this serious seeking. It says, seek him, seek Yahuah, till he comes and rains righteousness on you. This raining righteousness, he will rain down righteousness on his people within his borders in the wilderness. All right, 2 Baruch 20 and 3. Now therefore hold fast in your heart everything that I command you, and seal it in the recess of your mind. You see, we must hold fast to everything. Anyone that's listened to these messages, all of the scriptures that's been coming from this channel, you hold fast in your heart everything you've heard his command coming from his word. And seal it in the recess of your mind. Protect it. Don't let anyone take it from you. Because the wicked one is out. The rebels are out to take away that word, that seed which has been implanted in your heart and in your mind, sealed up in your mind. And he's planting his seeds. Remember, the sower that sowed the seeds, he sowed good seed, righteous seeds. But the enemy came and sowed his seed, the tares. And see, the tares and the wheat is growing together until the end. And let me tell you, we're coming to that point. We're coming to the time where something is happening. Something is happening. Deuteronomy 6 through 9. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. They knew this. They had this word in their hearts. We should have this word in our hearts. You shall teach them diligently to your children. This is something we should be doing. We should be teaching this word diligently, always, and talk to them. When you sit in your house, you see this? Teaching. We should be teaching in our house. When you walk by the way, when you lie down, when you rise up. Here we go. If you're doing this, that means you're keeping your mind on him. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. That's keeping this word before you at all times. That's keeping your mind on Yahuah. This is how they did it. He commanded them to do this. We should be doing this. Joshua 1 and 8. The book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. This Torah shall not depart from our mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night. And this is the reason why, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. Make sure you understand this, because we're not meditating on his word day and night for nothing. We're not keeping him on our minds for nothing. Remember, this keeps us from doing something we have no business doing, committing iniquity. We're doing this that we may do everything that's written in it. And it says, for then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. It's only until then will you make your way prosperous, and then will you have good success. Very easy to understand, nothing difficult. John 15, 1 through 3. And this is Yahuah here. He says, I am the true vine. Watch this. You're going to see something you probably never saw before. Because when I was putting this together and the Most High was giving me this, I said, oh my goodness, what is this? I've read this many times, but I've never seen this. It says, I am the true vine, and the Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Watch this. This is what he told them. He says, but you, talking to his ambassadors, you are already clean. He's telling them, you are already clean. You know this. This word is in you. The word cleanses. He says, you already clean because of the word which I've spoken to you. He's telling them, I've given you many words. I've given you the Father's word, and this Father word has already cleansed. They was cleansed and didn't even know it. Isn't that something? They was cleansed and didn't even know. He had to tell them, you are already clean because of the word that I spoke to you. This, we are to keep our mind on him. We should be soaking, saturated in his word, letting nothing trip us up, because they are out there to trip us up. Don't let nothing trip us up. Keep us on the right road. Remember, this road is very narrow, and keep our mind on him that we may not commit iniquities against him. This is what we're talking about. Okay, this is Sirach 39 and 1. It says, but he that give his mind to the Torah of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation of it will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. See, we're supposed to seek out all the wisdoms of the ancient. We're supposed to be seeking this knowledge. This is something we must do. Remember, he says seek. Now is the time to seek the Most High. Many of us that's newly waking up, you have to seek him 10 times more. We went so far from him. We've been disconnected for thousands of years. When I say we as a people, we as a nation, and we as the entire world, because the world, Yahuah is to give the Torah, the light to the world. This is the process. Without Yahuah, GUI is in trouble. GUI is in trouble. GUI depending on Yahuah, and they should be rooting for Yahuah. Come on, you guys you have to get it together. And this is part of his plan. This is his plan for mankind. 2 Baruch 41 and 3. For lo, I see many of your people who have withdrawn from your covenant and cast from them the yoke of your Torah. Now there will be many people. This is what they've done. Again, we're waking up to the truth. But there will be many that cast. They will still say certain things like, no, we're not to keep Torah. We're not to do this. We're not to do that. We're supposed to watch the moon for the Sabbath, which is utterly ridiculous. We are waking up and we're saying many, many different things. But this is why we must seek out all the ancient of the prophets, the prophecies. Ezekiel 11 and 5. It says, here is our word. Ezekiel 11 and 5. Then the Ruach of Yahuah fell upon me, and he said to me, watch this. Watch what he said here. Speak. Thus says Yahuah. Thus you have said, O house of Yahuah. Watch what he's saying here. I know the things that come into your mind. You see, whether you for him or against him, he knows what's on your mind. So if your mind is staying on him always, you rising, you laying down your mind on him, you rising up, your mind is on him, you studying, you seeking him 10 times, he knows. He knows whose mind is on him and whose mind is not. So we, the righteous, we must make sure we keep our mind on him at all times, that we may not sin against him. Again, this is very important, to keep your mind on Yahuah. Shalom.